Good morning, everybody. Um, I'm just really proud of our team and the coaching staff, and it makes my job a lot easier when I get to coach people like Kaylee Tao, who's graduated in 3 years with a 4.0 business degree, and now she's getting her MBA. And her first semester of getting her MBA, she also has a 4.0. So just really lucky to be around with such great kids and great people, and her hard work from, she had hip labrum surgery, and, that's not an easy recovery. And I know she was disappointed sometimes this fall when she couldn't do what she wanted to do. And, just kind of being around the team, that's a big mental handicap for someone on a team. They want to be around everybody. But she persevered, and, I think she got totally cleared maybe late October, mid-October, and she's just kind of gone from there. So very, very happy for her and the team's success this weekend.
All right, we'll start things with Robert.
Hey, Coach. Congrats on a successful weekend. This weekend, you guys go against North Carolina, who has Brittany Pickett, who you guys faced last year. With Bryn O'Dell gone, how do you guys prepare your athletes to face a lefty?
Yeah, that's a hard one because obviously we were very spoiled with Bryn being a left-handed pitcher and a very good one at that. So, a lefty versus a lefty, it's difficult in softball because there really isn't that very many lefty pitchers out there. So, like Tao said, we have several pitching machines that you can maneuver the wheels to create a left-handed curveball, which she has a really good one. So, for most lefties, for a righty, it's coming into the wheelhouse of a left-handed hitter, but for a lefty pitcher, it goes away. And the first thing you want to do as a hitter is you pull that front shoulder out, and that's a big-time no-no against the curveball, lefty versus lefty. Monica Abbott, Kat Osterman, we had a lefty, Charlotte Morgan, Blair Potter. That's hard to hit. So, and Brittany is an excellent pitcher, and we saw that last year down at Florida State. So definitely will be a challenge. And anytime any school has a lefty, we definitely are paying attention to that and seeing what type of pitch she throws. Liberty had a lefty. She was pretty good. So it's another scouting thing that you have to deal with.
Go ahead, Brett.
Hey, good morning, Coach. At Rhodes Stadium, the right field foul pole reads 2 outs, 2 outs. So what? That's kind of seemingly become the kind of identity throughout 8 games, or especially this past weekend, scoring all of 13 runs with 2 outs. I know you've spoken about it a little bit, how much you love the 2 outs, but can you kind of speak kind of more into it about how great that is?
Well, that's, the day before we were horrible at it. And then, boom, 24 hours later, now we score all 13 runs with 2 outs, which is unreal. And, I don't know if you heard the story about where that came from, but I was recruiting in the Seattle area a long time ago. And I went up there to watch a young lady named Whitney Larson, who played for a really good team at Alabama. And it was 16 and under nationals, and that area hosted it. And, in August in Seattle, it's awesome weather. And one night, they allowed all the coaches and teams and whatever to go to a Seattle Mariners game. So I went, and on the right field foul pole, there was that saying, 2 outs, so what? And there was a really friendly usher near us. And so I grabbed the usher and I said, hey, what's that mean? And he said, you don't know what that means? And I said, no, sir, tell me. And I guess it was the manager at the time, and it might have been Lou Piniella. I'm not sure, but his theme for the whole year with the Mariners was, even if there's 2 outs, so what? We have a third of our life left. And when you look at it 1 out, 2 outs, 3 outs, when you have 2 outs, you have a third left. That's a lot, right? And they bought in. And when I got home that summer, after that trip, we put it up on our foul pole, and it's been up there ever since. And it's just kind of a a mantra with our team and our offense that 2 outs, so what? We can still get some runs in, and let's see what happens. And Sunday, it was a perfect example of that.
All right, next go to James.
Morning, Coach. Quick question for you. I saw in Sunday's game, KB Sides came out and Jenna Johnson went out in her spot in right field, and KB didn't come back. Is there an update on her status right now? Is there anything going on?
Yeah, she tweaked her. It's like a muscle on the side of her leg, and then that runs all the way down and attaches to the bottom of her foot. So it's not broken, which is good. So we're still waiting on MRI to see exactly what it is and if they can pinpoint a little bit better. So we'll know here probably this afternoon. I haven't talked to our team doctor yet, so we'll see what he says. But she tried to go. I think she hurt it Saturday night running down the baseline, and then tried to go on Sunday, and she couldn't push off. So we'll see what he says today.
All right, go ahead, Katie.
Can y'all hear me now clearly?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, good. Hey, Coach, what did this weekend kind of show you about the range of your team and its ability to respond? The first weekend didn't give up any runs, but this weekend kind of faced some adversity, playing some really good teams. So what did this weekend kind of show you about the range of your team and the different ways it can win?
Well, number one, I think definitely Liberty and LSU are NCAA tournament teams for sure, which is good for us. And really, it's a win-win for all of them. And I said to Liberty, as they were huddling on the way to get on their bus, I said, look, you guys are probably disappointed, but there's no way in hell that I'd want to face you guys in May. So keep your heads up, because I think they're going to be really good. But Sunday was a good example of that. They score a run, we score a run, we score two, they score two, we score two, they score two, and it's 5-5. I mean, it's just like a chess match, back and forth, kind of like a yo-yo. We'd score, they score. And then Montana just kind of said, okay, that's enough. I'm going to put the ball where I need to put it, and I'll hold them down for a little bit so my team can score, and that's what happened. We scored 8 runs in the last 2 innings, and as the home team, you have an opportunity to walk somebody off, so you can do the run rule. And if you don't stop us, that's what's going to happen. So Bailey Dowling got that 2-run double to end the game, and there's nothing that the other team can do. So that's the huge benefit of being the home team. They can't do anything about it. So that was definitely adversity. Montana's facing some adversity. They put the ball in play. Liberty swings the bats. They put the ball in play. So our defense had to step it up a little bit. The hitters faced lefty pitchers. They faced righty, drop ball, rise ball, curve ball. The more that we can see that's different than what we've seen before, that memory bank starts to take all that information in. And then when we face somebody similar down the, maybe tomorrow, maybe this weekend, we'll see a lefty from North Carolina. That's just going to help all the hitters. So, adversity is a good thing. You learn a lot more from adversity than you do from, run rule and everybody.
All right, go back to James.
Talked a little bit about facing the lefty from North Carolina, and I've, since covering you, you've always had an ability to, curtail your lineup for the best matchups possible. When you face a lefty like this, is there, a thought in your mind of like, all right, we have a great lineup so far, everyone's doing really well. Is there a need to shake it up, or do you kind of just let it ride right now?
Well, the tough part, and it's a good question, we don't know who they're going to pitch, until Nathan runs the lineups down to us, and it could literally be 10 minutes before the game, and by that time, it's too late. So if like college baseball, they announce game 1, game 2, and then I don't think they have to announce game 3, but some do, the starters. So if I knew ahead of time if we were going to face a lefty, I might throw in 2 more righties into the lineup. Like the Liberty game on Saturday, I think it was, we had 6 of our 9 hitters were lefties. Well, she didn't get out of the first inning. So, Claire hit the 2-run home run and they took her out. So we only had to face her for 2 outs. More batters faced her, but she only got 2 outs, and then she was gone. So, a couple years ago we went to Arizona and they had a really, really good lefty, and I was scared to death because we had a lot of lefties, and they did great. I think we beat them 5-1, and they really battled. Sometimes when it's lefty versus lefty, the concentration levels go through the roof because it is a difficult thing. And I think all the lefties kind of want to prove a point that, hey, Murphy, you don't have to take me out. You don't have to pinch hit a righty for me. I'm going to do okay here. I'm going to keep my front shoulder down and in, and I'm going to hit her. So, that part of it is, you love to see that, because last year when we faced Pickett, she was really, really good. And then I think the next day they played Florida State, and it's 0-0 game in the 7th, and she's dealing like crazy. So very capable. And our lefties, they need to go watch their at-bats from last year if they faced her, because that's really going to help. So it's a challenge, and even with slappers, when they're running through the box and that curveball takes off and goes away from them, that's even tougher because they're moving in the box trying to hit a moving pitch that's going away from them. So it's a challenge.
Go ahead, Robert.
Coach, a few times this weekend, Alexis Mack came up with runners at second or third or bases loaded, and she still went to slapping. What do you like about her still running through the box instead of standing in the box to hit it?
Well, we're gonna, I had Kaylee mentioned about Scott Moyer is our video guy and does a great job, and so he put together this little montage of runners in scoring position with Mac and Alyssa up to bat, and the camera's behind them, so it's in the press box, so it's the angle that you guys get to see, and we're just going to show them, we're just going to run through the clip and see if they see something different from a high camera angle, because you can see a lot of holes in the defense. Now, obviously, somebody's throwing really, really hard and they're hitting their spots, and it's easier said than done, especially, when I look at it and I was like, oh, the middle was open. Well, when they're throwing curveballs and stuff like that and off speed, you just can't say hit it up the middle. But just to kind of to let them see where the defense is, and could I have hit it up the middle? Maybe can I sit and hit here? Because both of them can do that. And you guys saw, if you were there Saturday, I think, it might have been Saturday night, I don't remember, but when Alyssa Brown, she swung. She didn't slap. She sat and hit. And I was screaming timeout because I needed to tell something to somebody on the bases. And the pitch was thrown, and she got the hit off the third baseman's glove. She was swinging, so she can do it. And then, ironically, after the timeout, she gets back up again, and then she lays down a nasty drag bunt, and she beats it out for a hit. So, defensively, that's what I want. I want the defense to say, what do I do here? If I play back and I think she's going to swing, she's going to lay a drag bunt down, and nobody's going to get her. And if I come up, she might line drive it right in my shins. So there's that. What do I do here? Because you can do, you want a true triple threat. You want Mac and Alyssa can drag, so can KB, Savannah. You also want them to swing. Obviously KB can do that, Savannah can do that, but not a lot of people have seen Alyssa and Mac do that. And we worked on it this fall, and they both can. And they have pop, too. So it's not just going to be a single up the middle. They could hit a double or a triple. So if the right time comes around, I think you're going to see it more. And they just got to get comfortable doing it, because right now they're just a little nervous of swinging away. And, that's to be expected. But the more they do it, I think the nerves will go away.
Oh, go to James.
You talked a little bit about her, but I'm really interested to hear your thoughts on Savannah Woodard. Came in last year as a freshman and kind of started to take over second. I mean, I know you had injuries at short, so kind of opened up a hole for her there. But what do you see out of her? I mean, again, she starts against LSU and just plays really well, plays very solid. What do you see out of her?
Yeah, she played great defense. And the last out of the game Friday night was a tough play. The kid hit a top spin shot, and Savannah stuck in there and threw her out. But and offensively, she can slap, drag, and hit. She's got a little pop. So there's a little unknown there what she's going to do. She's very athletic. She's fast. You know, she's a green light girl. She just needs to get consistent. And the same thing with Taylor Clark. You know, she has major pop in her bat, very good defensive, good range. She made a play up the middle against Liberty. That was awesome. So, you know, I just want to see somebody say, give me that spot. I want that spot. Like, you know, I'm Maddie Morgan. She came in the other day and 2 for 2 and missed a grand slam by about 6 inches. That's what I want to see, you know. And until somebody really says, okay, that's my spot, I'm just going to rotate.
Any other questions for Coach Murphy? All right, if not, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks.
Hey, hope to see you guys tomorrow night.